Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Grue Room. And for the Grue Room today, we got a great guest. He's a professional wrestler, and I've been talking on and off with him for years. And he's a super cool and super chill guy, and really looking forward to hearing what what he has to say about wrestling. And I know he's a big horror fan and video game fan, so it's going to be a very fun interview. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room, and my interview with Jamie Senegal is coming up next. Okay, welcome to Grue. Thank you so much for coming on the show and taking time out of your day to come on here. Like me and you've been talking online for a good while, and it's finally good to do like a face-to-face Zoom.
Here we are. This is like the manifesting of destiny. Like we made this.
Right? Exactly. That's awesome. I love it. So like the first question I wanted to ask you is like what made you fall in love with the world of pro wrestling?
The divas. Honestly, it was all women's wrestling. It wasn't just the divas, but like there was just something so powerful about seeing women kill it in a male dominated sport that I just was always like, that's me. Like that's me.
Nice.
And the first ever match that I saw was Trish versus Lita in the main event of Raw. And I felt like, ooh, I want to know more. And then I started watching the Mickie, Trish, and Ashley storyline. And that's what really
Yes.
had me like, that's like, this is mine.
Nice. Man, they were awesome. Everyone, and like Trish,
Yeah.
Lita, Mickie, and the whole Trish and
Yeah.
Mickie storyline. Mickey's her stalker, and oh my
Oh,
god,
it was so
that
next
was
level.
I loved it.
It was so next level. But a lot of people leave Ashley out of it. And I get real sad because she might not have been like the most talented in-ring competitor,
Hmm.
but when it comes to her charisma and her ability on the mic, she was untouchable. There's not a lot of girls at her time that were, she came in with like the confidence on the mic in her like first 2 weeks that like Trish had in 6 years.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. That's true. You're right about that.
What a queen.
And like you know a lot of woman wrestlers, like a lot of like named ones.
Yeah. I think that was just like the manifesting of my life. Like I think just because I always said I was a diva or a knockout, I think that that just kind of happened around me. And over time, I think a lot of people came in with kind of a F the vets kind of vibe, but I came in here
Hmm.
like, no, I love them. I want to know everything. I want to know their experiences, their stories. I want to know the knowledge they have to pass down. I want to know. So they all my aunties.
Oh wow. Cause like didn't you tag with Malina? Like you tagged with her or wrestled her, right?
I wrestled her.
Okay.
We were meant to tag. We always talked about it, but it just never happened.
Gotcha.
Um, Around the time she was getting booked out in Australia a lot, and it was just kind of hard for our schedules to coordinate. But yeah, working with her was a dream.
Oh wow, nice. And someone that I love the gimmick of Sue Young, and I know you and her are pretty tight.
She's absolutely one of my best friends. She's my mom boy. She's my big sister. She's a blessing in my life. She taught me so much about being not even just a wrestler, but being like a good person and an adult.
Hmm.
Cause I was just such like I was a little shit teenager. She met me when I was like just turned 18. And she's just like always took me under her wing and had my back. Like she at sometimes was there for me when my family wasn't.
Oh
So
wow.
she's just amazing human being and one of the most talented wrestlers on the entire planet.
Yeah, definitely. And like what 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 are some bouts you watch on television? Like who were like what kind of bouts were like something you could watch like over and over and over again?
I absolutely love, I have a whole thing. I love Jillian Hall is one of my favorites. I think that
Oh,
all
nice.
of her matches, like they're so just brutally entertaining. Like there's nothing that she's done is bad. Like I love it. And I
Hmm.
can watch all the same stuff over and over again. Or like I love Asuka and
Yeah,
Asuka when she
she's
was
good.
Kana as well. Like I love
Yes.
that. Like as much as I love the divas, I also go really hard watching like Sarah Del Rey versus Kana, and watching like Amazing Kong and Raisha Saeed versus Sarah Del Rey and Hayes. And I just love all women's wrestling. There's not a single type of it that I don't love.
Nice. What you know, like a woman wrestler I always liked was Gail Kim, and I feel like she don't get a lot of recognition like how like Alita or Trish does.
Yeah. Yeah. Gail Kim is so next level. Like, I remember at a time where the divas were all kind of pulling off Ranas and stuff. She was pulling
Hmm.
off like the Mysterio Ranas and all the real cool shit. And I just thought that, am I allowed to swear?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay. What if you were just like, no? I just got so scared. I'm so sorry.
That's
Um,
right.
am I allowed to swear after I swore like 100 times?
Yeah, of course.
um, Gail is just one of the dopest ever. And I think when you watch her, you see the passion in her work.
Hmm.
And she has this, there's a style that I really would say has came in my wrestling from people like Gail Kim and Melina, in the sense of like, I don't want to just go out there and like do cool stuff. I really also want to go out there too and have like a brutal fight.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
want to fight. And the cool thing about those women were that they they would do your high flying stuff and your cool stuff, but everything in between was a fight. And even if they were getting a body part worked, if there was something open, they were swinging, because they had the fighting spirit, in the sense of this is an underground fight club, and not like, oh, the fighting spirit that I'm the underdog and I'm gonna win this match. They had like the real fighting spirit, and that
Exactly.
is so attractive to me, in the sense of being pulled towards the wrestling. That is like the most amazing thing ever.
And like for like the men's wrestling, like my favorite match of all time, like a match I could watch over and over, is Savage and Steamboat at WrestleMania 3.
Oh
Like, oh my god.
yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Do you remember when Ricky Steamboat got his larynx crushed?
Yeah, yeah,
That used to
Randy hit him with the
scare
bell.
me. That used to scare me so much. I hated that, because it's like the mental pain of it. Like you're just
Hmm.
like, oh, not that. Not me knowing men's wrestling too. No.
Yeah, that was brutal when Randy came off the top rope and smashed the bell into Ricky's neck. Oh
Oh,
my
so
god,
scary.
that was so
So,
crazy.
oh my gosh, it like makes me like quiver just thinking about it. Like it was so much. I also like another person with a lot of fighting spirit that I grew up watching and absolutely loving was Edge. I
Yes,
loved Edge. Like, because
yes.
there's just like there's so much raw emotion. And it's not always about having to get your shit in, as much as it is just making the shit that you're doing mean something. And that's what I appreciate about these wrestlers that we're listing right now, is they have the ability of, rather than having to do 45 clotheslines and a springboard hurricane rana to get attention from the crowd, they can fight hard and then get cut down, or they can like tell this story of like, to me, the true underdog, they're just have this ultimate will to win, that they're just fighting their ass off. And
Hmm.
that's what they gave.
Definitely, yes. I too was always a big fan of Edge, and I even like Edge like now, like
Yeah.
his current run is even good.
I low key, I was at Selena De La Renta's house,
Oh, really?
watching. Yeah, I was watching. We had a little get together and we were watching the Rumble when Edge returned. And it was like, I think
Nice.
Kiera Hogan might have been there too.
Oh,
And
nice.
Kiera and I were crying. when
Yeah,
Edge
really?
returned, like hysterically crying when Edge returned.
Well, yeah. Like no one. I mean, you heard if you read like the message boards and all that stuff, you heard Edge was probably going to be back at the Royal Rumble, but you didn't know for sure. And then like when that
Yeah,
music hit, and you knew it's real, and like
yeah,
his neck is healed, and
yeah. I hate the way the message boards try to spoil everything.
I know
It's like
exactly.
that's why I've been trying my hardest to like really not be on social media like that. Like no one knew that I was going to be announced for Empower until I was announced because
Get
I
out,
did not
really?
say a word. I did not
Wow.
say a word. I was like, this is a huge surprise. This is like monumental. And if it doesn't get out, if no one has any tea that they can spill, then it's gonna be massive. So it was like, let me just not say goddamn word.
So I mean that was like something I definitely wanted to ask you. Like, how did that all come about? Like with you and Mickie?
So Mickie and I have a lot of mutual friends, and
Okay.
Daphne and in Becky Bayless, and Mickie and I were meant to meet like a few different times, and something always happened.
Oh,
And yeah, the universe just didn't want it to happen yet.
oh
And
wow.
then Daph had posted a picture of me on Twitter,
Mhm.
and Mickie liked it and followed me. And I
Really?
just thought I didn't even really know about the pay-per-view yet. So I was just like, let me slide into Mickie's DMs and say, like, hey, I want to tell you how much you mean to me. And I don't know if you remember the times that this was meant to happen, like we were meant to meet, but like something always fell through and it was goofy. And she remembered, and then we just got talking about business, and it was a blessing because my Grammy died like 2 or 3 days before she hit me up. So
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I was like, that's Grammy having my back.
Oh.
That was her sending me an A that she's okay, a B
Hmm.
that I'm gonna be okay too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're in a really good spot. Like you're on Mickie James all woman's pay-per-view Powerr, and it's like that's a hell of a spot to be on.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like the most insane feeling ever, especially as someone who always says that they're a diva or a knockout. Just knowing that like my first like true dip into I guess you would say mainstream professional wrestling is like
Hmm.
having somebody like Mickie as my boss, you know, like having that moment. That's like the coolest thing ever. And I feel like that was Grammy because Grammy knew how much I love the divas. There was a time where I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling, and she would go and buy me like Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle action figures because she was like,
Nice.
"No, you love it. You're watching it."
Nice, nice.
Yeah, so she was like, "No, you're gonna be a diva. We're gonna get you there."
And where did where did you train at for wrestling?
So I started at Atomic Championship Wrestling and Rogue Women
Hmm.
Warriors. Twisted Tate was my trainer, and on occasion, Lufisto would come train us too. And
Okay.
sorry, I had a hair in my lip gloss. Luffy would come train us too, and then I eventually started branching out, and I started training at this place called the Sanctuary Stunt Studio,
Oh
where it
yeah,
was
yeah.
typically like training. I would take like my cousin with, and because it was kind of a far ride, so he would just kind of hang out and I would train. And then there would be like summer nights where Ace Austin would just come, and we would stay at the sanctuary for like 2 weeks straight and
Wow.
literally just like run down the ramp, dive in, practice every single flip possible, and just wake up, sleep, eat, breathe, just literally in the ring trying to get as comfortable as we could.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And
Damn.
then from there we went to well, he was already there, but I had eventually started going along with him to CZW, and I started training at
Oh, okay.
CZW and WSU.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
CZW.
yeah. Yeah.
like they actually have a lot of good workers now, like Vinny Vinny
Yeah.
Vinny Vinny Talota
Yeah. No, yeah.
and Griffin and stuff, like they got good guys there.
Yeah, I always really liked CZW. I would love to eventually go back. I always had so much fun, and it was just such a time with can you hear that?
Oh
Somebody
wait,
is
what
playing
is that?
Blue Monday by New Order in the other room. Love that for us. Thank you. Me too. But I would love to go back to CZW, and I just always had such a, oh my god, it's getting all over my fingers because I got this hair on my mouth. It feels so uncomfortable. Okay, I think I got it. I would love to go back. I always had so much fun. That's where I met so many of the people I know. Like, it's where I, like, at one point, Ace and I were with Maria Manic every single day, and Maria and I became inseparable, and I started teaming with Maria and Penelope, and it just, like, so much happened that I just met everybody there, and I'm very grateful for it because it was such a welcome to mainstream indie wrestling, and I feel like it was like being 18, not being that good at wrestling because I was not good, and not having a clue who I was, being thrown out in front of that crowd was like terrifying, but very brutal in what I needed to toughen up and become a wrestler. And at Dojo Wars, they wouldn't even let us use music. They would be like, if you can't get over,
Really?
and because the crowd was so rough, they were like, you have to get over without music and do your stuff and get comfortable because this crowd's awful. And sometimes even 2 weeks ago in Washington State, I didn't have a flash drive for my music, so we couldn't use my music, and I was like, that's fine, I'll just come out to the sound of my voice, I don't care, I don't need music. And I got that from them, so I'm really happy for that.
Wow, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the crowds that go to CZW are brutal, I have to say that.
Yeah, they're wild. They're definitely wild, but I feel like they always had a little bit of a soft spot for me.
Good.
I really do.
Good.
I always, because I think that they saw, even though I absolutely sucked, that I was trying my hardest and that I loved it. I was so bad. I was so bad. I was awful. There's like a clip somewhere of Nate Carter. I kick him so hard.
Oh no.
Because I was wearing kick pads, so I was just like, I'll just throw it. And he got up and he chopped me so hard I dropped like an anvil onto the mat. And I was like, I deserved it. I did that to myself. Like, but yeah, I was awful. I sucked. I was really bad.
So from the time you started up until now, like what match do you feel was like your best match?
Ooh, I have like a top 5.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple that really like I pride myself on for different reasons. Maybe like some are like, I love the way this looks and I love the way it felt. And then others are kind of just based on how it felt to perform. And I didn't even get to see the matches back. But
Oh, wow.
I really loved my first match of 2020 was with at PWX Pure against Ethan Case.
Okay.
And that match was so fun. And I took this brutal brain buster and like kicked myself in the face, like, because my body just like crumbled, and I'm really flexible. So my leg just kind of like did a split without me trying.
Oh,
and I like went like bam and bounced up. It didn't hurt, but like it looked insane. So I loved that. I have a match with Rich Swann that I love.
Yeah.
That one was super, super, super dope. And I was 21 at the time. So
okay.
crazy experience. I also really love all of my matches with Sue always,
Young.
because she really helped me go from looking at wrestling like it is a sheet of paper to like a Rubik's
Mm-hmm.
cube, like wrestling could be. And I love my most recent match with Ace Austin. I wrestled him like a million times, but my most recent one at No Peace Underground WrestleMania weekend was just super, super awesome, and I loved
Nice.
it. And then my last one was I'm sorry.
That's all right.
My last one was my last favorite one. I wrestled Hunter Law
I don't know
at
if I
Punk
heard
Pro
that.
Wrestling. It was Punk Pro Wrestling. It was the day after I wrestled Ethan Case.
Okay.
And I literally took the stuff I learned. I didn't learn like sequences or moves or anything, but just
Mm-hmm.
ring psychology. I took that stuff I learned from that match and applied it in that match. And I feel like it was so good.
Nice.
And I loved it. I loved it.
Nice. Did you ever wrestle in the what they call the gimmick matches, like casket match or something like that? You know, you ever wrestle in any kind of specialty kind of matches?
Yes, I love specialty matches. So I've wrestled in a match called the Hardcore Hunt,
Nice.
where it was for Easter, and we took a bunch of paper mache eggs with weapons in them, and we hid them around the ring and around the entire venue, and we had to go on an Easter egg hunt. We started Duck Duck Goose, then did an Easter egg hunt till we found our weapons. And that match was it was like Diamante, Veda Scott, Kiera Hogan, Sue, CJ O'Doyle, Johnny Vandal, and I believe. Oh, and Jimmy Lloyd was in it too. And I just like, it was such a like, let's go hard, kill it group of people. It was so fun. I loved it. And I do no ring death matches a lot.
Oh, really?
I do. I love them.
Wow.
It's the CZW. CZW kid in me loves death matches. But I had just recently done one. I always try to do some wild stuff during them, but this past one I felt really festive for the 4th of July. So I let my opponent, Miss Kennedy Copeland, shoot a bottle rocket out of my butt.
Oh my God.
And then the entire crowd started chanting USA. And then I shot Roman candles at her and put her in a shopping cart and threw her off the stage.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the gimmick matches. I'm aiming here for like a gravy bowl match or something soon. I want one so bad.
For Thanksgiving time.
Oh my gosh, like a thing. What if I just had a full turkey and like threw it at someone? Like, I love the chaos because like people always say that it's shit, but it's very entertaining. It's very Jerry Springer. It's Jerry Springer and edgy, and I love that side of wrestling that's very like chaotic, and I love it.
Oh, it's a lot of fun, those kind of matches. It's fun to watch them. It's fun to wrestle in them.
Yeah, no, I love it. Like I would do it all the time. I had this one where it was kind of similar to the Hardcore Hunt, but it was a Christmas match. And we had to it was called Pickle Out of a Christmas Tree. And I had opened a Christmas present, and it was a Battlefield playset, and I whooped everybody's ass with it.
That's
Yeah, I love the chaos. I love the hokey chaos of independent wrestling.
Oh, of course. Like what's his name? Joey Ryan with how his penis is able to throw everybody around.
Yeah, Joey.
I mean, there's like so many gimmicks, it's so much fun.
I would love to do DDT over in Japan. I would love that. I would love to have a match with Kota Ibushi where it's like half
Yes.
just like great wrestling and then just half like him on a car with a Roman candle and everyone screaming and running away. Like I love it. And like I don't know, I have all the time for it. It's just so chaotic.
He's a excellent wrestler. I love him.
It's just crazy because like how are you literally one of the best wrestlers on the entire planet and also one of the best comedy wrestlers on the entire planet?
Right.
Like you can get everything
I know.
that you need out of that. And I love that and aspire wholeheartedly to be that. Like that's just amazing.
Nice. And is there like anyone left that like you haven't wrestled yet that you really want to wrestle?
So I'm gonna pretend I haven't wrestled her, but Miss Priscilla Kelly.
Okay.
I'm at her house right now. She's the one who sent me Blue Monday.
Oh, nice.
We have a match that we filmed last year, a cinematic that will eventually come out. We're just waiting on the editing.
Oh, okay.
But so I like to say we haven't wrestled even though we killed it. So I'm like uncontrollably excited for that to come out.
Awesome.
And also I would love to wrestle Mickie James. And I really want to wrestle. I've always wanted to wrestle like Ricochet or Neville or someone like that because I love to show that I can hang. Because I feel like when I do so many like divas matches rather than women's matches, people just always see me doing not the same stuff, but they see me doing like the cute things. And I want to show that I'm also a hardcore athlete that can hang with the best too.
Nice. And like I see the AEW is actually getting a lot of steam, and it's great to see how they have like they got a lot of LGBTQ, like they got a lot of the wrestlers there from Nyla Rose and Anthony Bowen, Sonny Kiss. And it's really good to see that there.
Yeah, it's really wonderful because like we all have always wanted it to happen, but we all were never really sure if it would. So now that it's happening, and the fact that we kind of all get to see each other become trailblazers in a sense of them being in AW and even Jake Atlas and Mercedes being in WWE, unfortunately, with even despite what happened, or like,
I know they just got caught,
or me getting a chance to be on NWA. There's so much that we all equally never thought that would happen for those obvious reasons. So when it does, it's like the craziest, best feeling ever because it's like we get told no, not because we're not talented enough or not because we're not gifted enough or because we don't look good enough, but because it just wasn't accepted. So for us to kind of be in the front there as a trailblazing group of people, even on the indies before any of us had reached a certain level, it's a blessing for all of us. It really is.
Yeah, I mean that's really awesome to see now. Like, I mean, just go back a few years ago, and it wasn't as accepting as it is now.
No, for sure. Like when I was 18, I had done the first ever all queer wrestling show. Like, yeah, it was. We had done that, and it was the first one. And to go and that had like myself, Sonny Kiss, Eddie McQueen, all these people on it, and like to see where it went from when it was such a small group to where it's at now, where there's like 30, 40, 50 of us now.
Yeah, exactly.
It really makes me very emotional, like truly super emotional, because like these people deserve to be empowered the way that the divas empowered me. It's the same thing with music. Like I grew up a pop punk kid, but I never understood why there wasn't people writing queer lyrics or
Yeah.
writing about someone of the same sex or
Yeah,
someone who is
exactly.
trans or something. And to be able to have that, or in my case, the ability to give that to somebody and let them have that, it's just humbling on each side. And so such a blessing on each side, because it kind of fills up what I missed, but also gives them something that they won't miss. And it keeps that going.
Oh, definitely. Yes. And I'm like really excited to see you kill it on Powerr. Like that, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I would Miss Pollo Del Mar, Queen herself, my legendary valet. I love her. I love her. She has this beautiful energy about her. She's such a strong queen, and I have all of the time for her, and I'm really grateful to be taking this journey with her.
Did Mickie say who you're wrestling yet, or?
I am in the women's invitational cup. So
Oh, nice.
the
Okay.
people who are announced so far or who I will be wrestling.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that would be, I believe, Chelsea Green was announced.
Yes.
And was that all? Was that everyone who was announced?
I know Chelsea Green. I think she's supposed to challenge the winner of the
invitational.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to challenge the
whoever
winner.
goes. No, whoever goes on, whoever wins gets to face Camille at NWA 73.
Oh, okay.
Camille and or Layla Hirsch, whoever is doing that one.
Gotcha. And you know, when you go out there and kill it and put on a good show, Mickey's gonna see it, so you might get that dream match.
Let's hope. All I'm saying is she did say she was going to have her return match at NWA 73, and we don't know who she's wrestling yet. She put that up to Billy Corgan to pick out her opponent. So let's pray. I've been asking the universe every single night. I would love that.
Yes, definitely. Nice. I really hope that happens. Like that would be a great match with you and Mickie.
I would love it. We work a very similar style, and I just think there's a lot that the possibilities are endless there. And I think that there's so much she could bring out of me, but I feel like I could get some out of her too. I feel like I could I feel like we could get a little bit of crazy Mickie back. And I would love that.
That was a great gimmick. I love that.
I would love it. And if I could find a way to kind of trigger her a little bit to get back there, I'll do it. I would love that.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome.
Yeah, it would be such a moment.
It would. It really would.
And then I would whoop her ass.
And I see you also are a big fan of video games, right? Because I saw like a few things you had up and where you're doing video games. So what are some video games you really love playing?
I am a gamer. I've been a gamer as long as I've been alive. Legit, like since I could talk, I've been playing like video games. Just today I have started dabbling in the PS4 versions of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just taking me back to like being a child. I loved Skate 3, the Tony Hawk games, even not even just Pro Skater, but like what is it, American Underground, and those ones. I loved all of them, and I love all of the WWE games.
Oh, of course.
I love Spyro. I've beaten every single one of them probably a trillion times. Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, Grand Theft Auto, Skyrim, all of them. I'm a gamer. Dead by Daylight.
Oh my God, definitely.
Racing games, Crash Bandicoot. Like, I'm a gamer.
It definitely sounds like it. Yes.
Yeah, I am.
And I know you love horror films too, because me and you talked about that. And what about horror video games? Do you play them?
I love Dead by Daylight, and I
Yeah.
always play as I I tried playing as the survivor, and it never landed for me. I'm really good at being the serial killer.
Nice.
I don't know why, but I'm really good at it. And I
Nice.
love playing as Ghostface.
Oh,
I
sweet.
only bought the game because Leatherface and Ghostface are in it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Um,
they got everybody in that now though for the
yeah.
slashers.
Like I think they have like Freddy in it too or
Yeah.
something like that. I watched all the teasers when they do like the little commercials.
Hmm.
The Ghostface one is so dope though. He's
Yeah.
so handsome. I want to marry. I'm telling you right now, I want to marry him. And I'm not talking about Billy Loomis. I'm talking about Ghostface, Father Death, King Legend,
Exactly.
my king. That's how
There
much
you
I know
go.
about horror films. I know
I
that
love it.
that Ghostface real. that's what the that's what the package says when they're in the Halloween shop and they find the costume. It's a Father Death costume.
Yes.
I
Wow.
love it.
You really are a horror fan.
I am. I love Rob Zombie
Wow.
movies. I love Rob Zombie movies. There's just Sherry Moon is just everything I want to be. And I think I didn't really like the second Halloween that he made, but the
Yeah.
first one I think is very, I love how he kind of took away the mystical, cursed feeling of it and made it very realistic. And
Hmm.
he like humanized Michael,
Yeah.
but then made him a complete indestructible monster.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I remember like my cousin Jared, he passed away, but a couple of years ago, we were watching excuse me, we were watching that first Halloween. It was the first time we saw it in years, the one with Rob Zombie, the first one. And
Yeah.
we both fell asleep watching it. We were up sitting on the couch and sleep, and we heard the living room door open and the dogs started barking. And we both like sat up across from each other and we were like, like wide-eyed. It was like 4 a.m. and we were like, he's coming. like because we were so confused. I don't know why. We were so confused when we woke up hearing Dabs go off like that. That's the dog's name, Dabs. But like,
Okay.
ooh, it was terrifying. It was so scary. Yeah, it was really scary.
Now, what do you think of the current Halloween? Like James Jude Courtney plays Michael Myers now. And like how do you feel about like the new Halloween and Halloween Kills is about to come out?
I loved it because I think Jamie Lee Curtis is a bad bitch. And
Jamie Lee is awesome in that. Yeah.
she's awesome and she's ready. And I think that
Yes.
that's dope. She's so ready. And excuse me, I went into the theaters and watched it. And you know, here's the thing. The one thing is because I'm such a horror fan, I feel to a degree very spoiled in the sense that I like really gory stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of was refreshing, but also a little bit of a shame that they took that like hokey 70s style and instead of showing the kills, they kind of had them like implied or like that. But I loved it, and I I love Michael Myers, and
Oh my
there's
God.
actually really good. Like I can link you after we get off of here. There's some really good fan films that people have made with Michael Myers that I
Oh
was
my
watching.
God, really?
I'm deep in horror. Like I want to see what like the fans' interpretations and how they make their little actual they're low budget because they're not millions, but they're really good. They're really good, and I love watching them and just digging into what's about to happen in these people's lives.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm definitely curious. I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was this one where this little boy was like riding on Halloween through a cornfield on his little bicycle, and he found him, and I just was watching it, and it was I was watching it like I woke up at like 5 a.m. To go into work at some point. Like this was a couple years ago. I went in to go into work, and I started watching it and I was like, this is what I wake up to. Like that's me. I'm Michael Myers.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So is
You wanna come
Ghostface
say
your
hi?
favorite?
Yeah,
Why is that so fucking
because it's my bag.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey.
How's it going?
We're talking about horror movies.
horror?
Horror films. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, are you a horror fan too?
We're talking about how scary Dr. Evil is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Masturbating to this picture?
Yeah. Yeah. It's honestly you for me.
It's me for me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye. Yeah. Oh, there was that.
Yeah. So like out of all the slashers, the 80s kind of slashers, like who do you like the most? Like Michael, Jason, Fred, you can even throw Chucky in there and Leatherface and all that.
Ooh. That's really hard for me. First of all, they're all iconic in their own right.
Mhm.
But Chucky is a king. I love Chucky. When he wrote like F you bitch on that kid's test, I was like, yes. I always want the serial killers to win. I'm like, beat those bitches up.
Me too. Me too.
Like, I love it. So I love Chucky. I love Friday the 13th. Jason Takes Manhattan. That's my favorite.
That's one of my favorite Jasons.
It's really good. And
I
I love the whole like they're on the giant ferry.
Yes.
And like, oh, it's so good.
Yes.
And it's so grimy when they show like the sewer rats and stuff.
Yeah,
like, I love it. And I love that it had a really alt kind of feeling, and I love that shit. I love it. I didn't really like when he went to space. What's that, Jason X?
That wasn't nah.
Yeah. I do love Freddie. I think Freddie's sexy. I love him. I wouldn't marry him because I'm already married to Ghostface, but
yeah, of course.
we could have an affair.
That's true.
Yeah.
But Freddie might actually kill him then.
That's deep. I don't like that. I would be so mad. And it's a shame too, because in that case, there's no question that Fred's gonna win because Ghostface Loki is an awful killer. Like he's taking the most gnarly bumps for no reason, and like he bumps off of a refrigerator door. Who does that? Who does that? Just wondering. But he does get points for killing Rose McGowan, because anybody that gets to work with Rose McGowan, I'm so jealous.
Like Rose, Nev Campbell, and all of them.
What a time.
Courtney Cox.
Every time, sometimes I tweet little things about Scream, and David Arquette will always respond.
Really?
And I tweeted something about like me saying that like something about Rose McGowan getting killed in the garage door, and he responded and was like, "Rip."
Oh my God! Nice.
Like, sorry for your loss.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, I'm so happy with all these things coming out. Like, you got Scream 5, Halloween Kills, and the TV series of Chucky.
Oh my gosh, that's so chaotic. I would love like there's so much I would love. I just don't, I would just love. That's the sentence. I would love.
Okay.
That's the sentence.
Is the TV series something you're looking forward to, or do you think?
Yeah, because I live for the TV horror. I feel like TV
Okay.
series horror is so fun and has so many twists. Like American Horror Story really got me into it, but then I fell in love with Scream Queens. I also just really love Ryan Murphy though.
He's great. He is.
Yeah,
he's absolutely
he's like,
great.
I would put him and his mind up there with like what's his name?
Stephen King.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I was having a brain fire. Sorry, Stephen King, I love you. I was just having a moment.
Nice. And what about like songs? Like what's currently on your playlist?
My playlist is literally everything. So I just re-found a song that I love called Waterboy by Imperial Teen. And
Okay.
it's so like 90s grudgy, yelly, and it's so fun. I was listening to the Jawbreaker soundtrack because I
Nice,
love
nice.
I love all the like I love Veruca Salt and the
Mhm.
Donnas and Imperial Teen, and there's so many bands on there that I love. So having that, and also I've been really getting back into Britney Spears. Like I miss her. I
Okay.
really miss her.
Okay.
I love her. I don't really care about Christina Aguilera. She wants to be Britney so bad. Write it down. I said that. You can quote me. Um, I love, I don't know, I love everything. Ariana Grande is one of my favorites, just because I think she has the most beautiful voice.
Yeah,
Like
she does have a great voice.
she's so talented, and like
Mhm.
especially in her live videos when you can tell she's singing live, it's
Yeah,
just unmatched. And
yeah,
you
exactly.
know, for what you're not getting performance wise in the sense of dancing or big stunts and stuff, you're just getting someone who has like an immaculate singing voice, and I give all props for that, even though I do think pop stars should dance and stuff because it's pop and that's kind
Well,
of what
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
But at the same time, she eats it up.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah, so I love her. But I've just been like all over the board lately. I've been listening to a lot of ska lately. I've been listening to just everything. And I have time for like Less Than Jake. I've seen them a bunch of times, and like No Doubt. I don't really like newer music. I know the newer music, but
Yeah.
I'm so not like about it.
And where can fans find you at? Like, what's your pages, your socials? If you have a website.
Nowhere. I hate them all. Y'all can find me at instagram.com/ not me giving the old way. Let me back up. I didn't say that. For Instagram, it's at Jamie Lynn Senegal. And on Twitter, it's at the Jamie Senegal. And you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ the Jamie Senegal. And you can go to my OnlyFans / the Jamie Senegal, and you can get my merch off of fullygimmicked.com pro wrestling tees, or you can DM me because I have a massive amount of t-shirts ordered like 50 t-shirts of my own
Wow.
shirts that I sell online just to sell at shows and stuff. So
You definitely have a lot of sites.
yeah, I do. And I also have I sell herb grinders with my face on them.
Really?
I sell posters.
Wow.
Everything. If I
Wow.
can be on it, like I love to and like paint something on them, whatever they want. I've painted ones of me. I've painted for Swan and Sue Young's for Christmas. I got them. I painted them their own skateboards, one that matched Swan's gear and one that was Sue, and it said like "Please don't die" or "Bloody
Really?
Undead Bride," whatever she used to write. Yeah, I love it.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Wow, you definitely have a lot of stuff going. That's great.
Jack of all trades, Jill of all trades,
The
Jill
Jill
of all
Ball
trades.
train. There you
Yeah,
go.
I always forget. I always forget that that's a saying because Jack. Who cares about Jack and Jill?
Well, I mean, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. Like this has been so much fun, and anytime I could talk horror and wrestling and everything else, like it was great. I liked it a lot.
Yes, let's do it. Let's go to a haunted house and do a
Yes,
live one.
yes, definitely. I'm totally down
Let's
for that.
get go Ghostface.
I'm 100% down for
Let's
going to haunted house.
let's do an interview with Ghostface.
Hey, yeah,
I
you
love
know,
it. What a king.
it-
I think we should interview Ghostface together. You
Okay.
can and you can ask the questions and I'll just sit on his lap and be so happy.
and then you could put that on your OnlyFans page.
Yeah. Hi, this is Ghostface. He's gonna kill me later.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Go to see a haunted house and interview Ghostface.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I bet you I can find us a Ghostface.
Okay.
I'm down. It sounds very chaotic.
Hey, I'm totally down for that. Like, that's awesome.
Let's do it. I love it.
Okay, definitely stay in touch, because definitely something we should do.
Yes, for sure.
Well, once again, like, thanks for coming on the show. It's always good to talk to another diehard horror fan.
Thank you. I had so much fun. I love it here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Should I just leave?
Oh, okay. Well, here,
I don't know
shut.
I don't know the gimmick here. I don't know. I'm really bad at this. I don't know what you want from me.
No problem. All right. Well, I'll shut it off, and so have a good night.
Okay.